Hey everybody, it is November 11th, 2008. I am Sonic Suns. I didn't actually make a video yesterday, which, broke my streak of a video every day. Do the best I can, huh? I'm going to talk about now a little incident I had a little while ago here at college. When I was in class, and we were moving on to a new topic that day. A topic that, thanks to previous classes I'd taken actually back in high school, I already know everything about. Now, you might think that's sort of arrogant of me, but trust me, we're doing, well, very basic level stuff, right? And I already taken like a year and a half on this particular thing, right? Not the whole class, and in general, I'm learning new things here and there. This particular day, in this particular class, this particular hour of my time, I look at this like, oh, I know entirely what the teacher's talking about here. Classroom setup, by the way, we all are on a computer, and the teacher is projecting stuff up and teaching us things, and I look it up and glance up here and there for the first few minutes, and I'm like, okay, I know all of this, absolutely. So, I stopped paying attention. I started just quietly surfing the web on the computer there. I was looking up news sites, on like Dig and stuff. I don't know, just browsing around, looking at things I'm interested in, And teacher happens to glance over, notices that I'm not paying attention, and rebukes me for this, shall we say. What are you doing? Shouldn't you be paying attention? I'm like, oh, well, I know this already. And she was offended by this idea that I happen to know what she happens to be talking about this particular day already. After class, as everyone's leaving, I'm told that I should stay behind because teacher wants to talk to me. And I get, not an incredibly harsh one, but nevertheless sort of a lecture. Or reproachment about paying attention. Now, I didn't get failed out of the class or anything. You may say I have relatively little to complain about, but I think this reflects on attitudes of authority, and in this case, school, and what counts as rudeness, for instance, that I don't necessarily agree with. The premise of her argument after class was that if I'm in class, I must pay attention to the teacher. And I informed her that, well, I knew everything you were telling me. Why would I need to pay attention to you when I already know all of this? And I did. We got all the way to the end of the class, and nothing new happened. I think it was a fairly useful way to spend my time, to look at other things online, not disrupting anybody, not making any noises, and I could very well say continuing my own education, just not in the exact way the teacher's prescribed. And she says, oh, various things. She said, well, I'm trying to make sure you're getting your money out of your tuition expenses and everything. And I'm in this weird thing already, where, she's the teacher. Even in college and all that, I can't actually argue. I have to sit there and go, oh, yes, well, and she said to me at one point, do you think, I would allow a student to just surf the web? And at this point, I actually did argue a bit back. I said, well, I don't think that you would, no, but I think that you should. What did I do wrong? Did I disrupt anybody? Did I ignore anything important? I already knew what all he was saying. Everyone else's learning continued at normal. Her teaching continued at normal. But no! No. You must pay attention to the teacher. Even if you... Aren't I in class to learn? If I'm not learning, can I do something else? No. You can't. You're being rude, I'm told, huh? Being... disrespectful. She said to me, well, what if you were in a business setting, and your boss wanted you to pay attention, and you didn't? Not sure exactly how I was going to go, because several things I wanted to say and didn't really. But the response to this is, well, gee, if I'm working on a thing and the boss is telling me things I completely already know, I should hope that he's a reasonable enough boss to allow me to, without interrupting anybody else, do something else. The implication is that no, your boss isn't going to care whether you actually know what he's talking about. You know, the boss isn't going to care whether or not what he's saying to you happens to be useful at that moment. He cares that you're paying attention to him, even if there's no reason. What am I doing here? Am I just making the teacher feel good? I'm sorry, I believe in, like, respect and such, but, you know, why are you offended? Why are you angry? I already know this, okay? And, you know, if that makes you feel bad, that not everything you say happens to be entirely useful to everybody, well, I'm sorry, but that's the way it works for everybody. I'm sure, and she didn't say this, but, you know, a nice little follow-up will be, well, how would you feel if you were saying stuff and other people weren't paying attention to you? I'm like, well, if the roles were reversed, that'd be fine. If you're not interrupting anybody else, if I'm not telling you something vital that, like, you need to know, you know, I'm not giving, like, safety instructions on how to parachute out of an airplane, something like, okay, everyone pay attention, even if you know what I'm talking about. I don't know, I'm giving, like, little, you know, instructions here in class, and fairly simple stuff, and, I mean, this is with YouTube, right? If, at this very moment, I'm boring, please, stop paying attention to me. It's okay. I can take it. Watch some other video, or read a book, or whatever. You know, I don't need your attention. I feel that I ought to trust my audience to know whether or not what I'm saying happens to be useful to them at that particular moment. And if it's not useful, fine. Then, you know, I must have failed you. I'm sorry. Okay. That's fine. I'll just, you know, keep talking, and maybe somebody else will be interested. We have these little rules of authority, you know, that don't always make sense. Thanks for watching. See you later.